Hi, today I'm going to read the story of Sudama, a great devotee and a friend of Lord Krishna. Come, let us listen. Lord Krishna, the ruler of the Bhojas and Rishnis, was staying at Dwaraka along with his queens. In a small village away from Dwaraka, there lived a poor Brahmana with his wife and children. He lived in a small hut and barely had enough money even to feed his family. He was a great devotee of the Lord and spent his time in praying and studying the Vedic literatures. He was poor but a fully contented man. His name was Sudama and he was a Gurukul mate of Lord Krishna. Sudama's wife was dutiful. She was very weak because she had to starve for want of food. She was worried about his health and children. One day she modestly told him, "You always said that Lord Krishna is your best friend and both of you studied under one and the same teacher. Why don't you approach your friend Krishna to help you? Please go to Dwaraka." He was reluctant, but she persuaded him. At last Sudama thought, "Oh, maybe this is a good opportunity to see my good old friend personally." So Sudama replied, Yes, it was all a wonderful time. All right, I will go. Do you have anything that I can take to offer my friend? Because to go empty-handed to meet him is not proper." Sudama's wife did not have anything worthy to give from their house. She went to her neighborhood and collected 4 palms full of chipped rice and put it in a small torn cloth and tied it all up. She said, "Here it is, be careful." And this she handed over to Sudama as a gift to be given to Krishna. Next day, Sudama set off for Dwaraka, carefully carrying with him the bundle of chipped rice, very eager to see his friend. He walked a long way and reached Dwaraka. He was stopped by the gatekeepers at the entrance of the great walled city of Dwaraka. When they saw him as a Brahmana, they allowed him to go through the high-raised buildings to the palace. When Sudama reached the palace, he could see his friend seated along with his queen Rukmini. Upon seeing Sudama, Krishna at once recognized him as his friend. He got up, ran towards him and hugged him with great affection. Krishna exclaimed, "Sudama, my friend!" "Krishna, Krishna!" Sudama cried. Krishna received Sudama with utmost respect and gave him a seat on his own bedstead. The Brahmana friend, being very poor, was not dressed nicely. His clothing was torn and dirty and he was so thin that the veins all over his body were visible. Queen Rukmini was surprised to see this. Lord Krishna washed his feet and Rukmini fanned him with the chamara, a handheld fan. Krishna sat next to Sudama on the bed and put his hand affectionately on his shoulder. Krishna and Sudama started sharing their memories of the past. Krishna asked Sudama, "Sudama, do you remember that day when we went to collect dried wood for our Guru Sandipani Muni's wife and how we lost our way?" Sudama replied, Yes, I do remember." Krishna said, "We shared the food you brought with you, Sudama. It was so wonderful." Sudama replied, Yes, I do remember." Krishna, with a smile, looked at Sudama and asked, "My dear friend, what have you brought for me? Has your wife given you some nice eatable for me?" Sudama was feeling shy to give him the chipped rice that he had brought all the way. But Krishna himself snatched the bundle hanging on his shoulder and opened it. He happily took a handful of the chipped rice and put it into his mouth. He ate one morsel of it. He said, It's delicious." He was about to eat another morsel, and at this Rukmini stopped him by catching hold of his hand, saying that even that one morsel would suffice to grant all the prosperity to the Brahmana. They spent their time talking about their early days and went to sleep. The next day, Sudhama took leave of his friend Krishna and left for his home, completely forgetting the very purpose of his visit. He was simply happy about meeting his old friend Krishna and walked back to his home, remembering his honored visit all throughout. When he reached his village, he was surprised to see that his home had now become into a big palace-like building. His wife came out of the house looking like the goddess of fortune and greeted him. She told him, "Can't you recognize me? I am your wife. This is our house." Thus, the Brahmana Sudhama was blessed by Lord Krishna. Sudhama was wonderstruck and started praying to the Lord for his mercy. Namo Brahmanaya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who is the worshipable deity for all Brahmanical men, who is the well-wisher of cows and Brahmanas, and who is always benefiting the whole world. I offer my respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead known as Krishna and Govinda. Thanks for watching. Please like and share this video and leave a comment. Do not forget to click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon.